Aquarium fish. Aquarium fish are any style of fish that may exist outside of the good wide open of the natural environment and instead thrive normally in an aquarium. An aquarium is any enclosed container of water that permits for the sustenance of fish, plants, and other wildlife inside the enclosure. These aquariums can only work if there's enough oxygen within the water within the container. Otherwise, the fish and other organisms will just die. Thus, ensure you're employing a proper circulation system that constantly pumps new water into the tank. Ask an aquarium expert or someone at a supply store what reasonably oxygenation system you must be using. Some of the foremost popular sorts of fish to be included in aquariums are tetra neon, tiger barb, zebrafish, guppy fish, goldfish, and angelfish. These fish are popular due to their external beauty. They weigh their scales, flash as they flit and twist, and otherwise do their fish ballet. They're sort of a piece of living, breathing, through gills, abstractions. These varieties of fish are popular because they're known to be acquainted with the smaller environs of an aquarium. Another style of fish is additionally suited to aquariums. Sharks. There exist many various species of shark that are sufficiently small to measure their lives in an aquarium. Sharks may be quite formidable when placed with other fish, since they're natural predators, so take care to decide on carefully. If you would like both sharks and non-sharks, you must probably place them in separate containers, but ask the experts about specifics. Here is some tips for purchasing new fish. It's vital as a part of your plan for having a successful aquarium to require a note of the kind of inhabitants, which one amongst them is fish. Never buy fish before searching for about its requirement first. You really have to take it slow to ask questions and be very observant after you are in an aquarium store. There are plenty of aquarium stores with unknowledgeable owners, so you do not base your decision on their advice alone. Ensure you are taking a glance at the fish yourself. If the shop has staffs you'll be able to make an addict with them. They'll possibly tell you more about the approach to life of the fish you're aspiring to pick. Though, we'll be providing you with some basic guidelines to think about when buying new fish. The following points all have to be considered. Is your tank at the correct temperature? Are your water conditions correct? How big does it get? It should be small now, but will your other fish be in danger when it grows? Is it a territorial, or will or not it's happier in a very group? Can you supply the correct food for it? Remember that the key to successful fishkeeping is happy, stress-free fish, so do not be tempted into buying an incompatible species just because you're thinking that it's attractive. You'll regret it. Sometimes it may be difficult to wait, particularly if the dealer contains a species of fish that you just actually need. But it is vital to not rush things. Don't try and add too many fish to your tank directly, and always confirm the fish are healthy. I will give you some aquarium aeration basics. As we all know, rivers and lakes are the natural habits for fish and other marine life. Rivers and lakes have large expanse, which makes the maximum provision of oxygen for fish survival possible. On the opposite hand, an aquarium isn't like a river or lake, it's a smaller area and there's limited movement of habitats. This makes the availability of other means of oxygen for fish to breathe important. This artificial process of providing oxygen is termed aeration. It is a simple process of re-oxygenating the water in an aquarium tank. The aquarium aerating system. An aquarium aerating system made of a series of materials that increases the availability of air, thereby increasing oxygen concentration. They are the pump, T-pieces, rubber tubing, clamp or regulator, diffusers or airstone. Air pumps are available different shapes and sizes, but the four most popular ones are Techix pump from Taiwan, along with Dyna Free, and also the Dragon. Another popular one is Super 555 from India, though cheaper, but not as rugged. Occasionally available are the costlier Whisper and Wren's air pumps from UC and Rance respectively. Always place air pumps above the water level hooked to a non-vibrating material. You can accomplish aeration in your aquarium tank by using the above listed aeration materials. For small tanks, all you would like is to connect an easy aquarium vacuum pump to airstone by means of a rubber air tube. The system is blowing air into the water, which causes motion in the aquarium tank and thus provide the required oxygen your fish has to inspire the aquarium. Sometimes people complain that the air pumps are too loud. A trick to stay the vacuum pump quiet is to insulate its vibrations by placing the pump on an outsized sponge. I have even heard of some people that have buried the pump in cat litter with an air tube running to the surface from the air inlet. But you do not need to attend that extent. An outsized sponge should do the trick. Here is some aquarium fish food tips too. A diet for your aquarium fish is crucial to their survival. Most of the commercially available dry fish foods are nearly always unbalanced. In many cases, the vitamin content will gradually decline at temperature, and since the majority of the dry food for tropical fish commonly used will only keep for about 3 months, it's always advisable to shop for fish feeds in many small packs instead of in one large pack. The feed could somewhat be kept absolutely dry in a very refrigerator. However, all fish appreciate a change of diet and can thanks for your consideration with more interesting behavior, better colors, and greater readiness to breed and better general well-being. This variation of diet should be supplemented with live food, the majority of which now are available irradiated freeze-dried forms to create sure that they're disease-free. I will mention some that might be found handy in some major aquarium shops, and I'll group them into two. And that they are flake foods and freeze-dried foods. Flake foods. Most popular and highly recommended brands are Aquarium, Tetra, and Wardley. They're varying in cost and quality. Wardley is the least expensive among the three. However, the Aquarium and Tetra are richer in specialty flakes compared to Wardley. Freeze-dried foods. You will also find freeze-dried foods available in aquarium stores. They're favorite foods for aquarium fish. They need single animal ingredient like mosquito larvae, bloodworms and Tubifex worm each. Aquarists should note that freeze foods aren't in themselves complete diet, but they'll combine to flake food or other variety of freeze-dried foods. We shall discuss more about Tubifex as a preferred freeze-dried food. Tubifex. This is often a standard favorite food relished by most fishers. They're small red worms that live at the underside of streams and rivers, particularly where large amounts of organic matter are present. Therefore, it's difficult for the aquarist to gather them live from their habitat. It's therefore preferable to shop for Tubifex from pet shops where they're already clean, freeze-dried and concentrated into cube forms. From personal experience, Tubifex tubes could probably be the foremost exciting feed to use for fishes. The cube may be stuck to the front inside wall of the aquarium. The fishes within the tank will immediately move and bit off pieces of worms excitedly until satisfied. You need not bother to get rid of the remainder worms since they seldom pollute, and in most case fishes return to the feed for further fill. If you enjoy this type of contents, consider subscribing this channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.